Let's go over exactly what the terms mean versus land, real estate, and all the other terms that you're going to need to know as far as to do business and talk intelligently about real estate. Getting the lay of the land. You have land and you have real estate. Now, there is a big difference, and I need you to understand this. Land is defined as the Earth's surface extending downward to the center of the Earth and upward to infinity, including permanently attached natural objects. Real estate includes everything in the definition of land, plus all the things permanently attached to its naturally and artificially. Artificial attachments are called improvements and include things such as fencing, buildings, and walkways. Now, what I need you to understand on this is we're in the real estate business. So when we talk about land, we're literally talking about the soil and all the way up to the heavens. Ooh, I just touched the fan. Real estate, we're adding the improvements. So if we take a raw piece of land and we put a building on there or even park a car, well, that's addition. If we park that car and we also dig a hole and make it permanent, well, it's attached to the land, that's an improvement. Fencing, walkways, etc., all of those are improvements. Real property. Real property is sometimes legally referred to as land, tenements, and I can't pronounce that. Real property includes real estate plus the interest, benefits, and rights automatically included with real estate ownership. What are those interests, benefits, and rights? Possession, the right to occupy the property. Enjoyment, the right to use the property in any legal way the owner desires. Exclusion, the right to refuse others entry to or use of the property. Control, the right to determine how the property will be used by the owner or by others, similar to enjoyment but extends to other parties. Disposition, the right to dispose of by sale, lien, easement, lease, any interest in the property. These are big. These are very, very important for you to understand. So if we go back to the top, we talked about land. We talked about real estate. Real estate. Now we're talking about real property. Real property is sometimes legally referred to as land, tenements, and hereditaments. Real property includes real estate plus the interests, benefits, and rights automatically included with real estate ownership. So let's listen to that. If I sell you land, but I don't sell you real property, do you have rights? Answer would be no, right? Because it's real property. It is land, but it's real property. Real property is the land and these rights. If I sell you real estate, but I don't say real property, you have no rights. You can't do these things. Possession, enjoyment, exclusion, control, disposition, those are real property. And it goes with both. Very, very important that you separate the three. Real property versus personal property. Personal property has been defined as everything that is not real property. To make that a bit clearer, remember that in addition to inherent rights, real property includes land, and everything that is permanently attached to the land, whether artificially or naturally. So a freestanding gazebo wouldn't be real property, but one that has been attached to the land would be. Ditto a freestanding hot tub versus a built-in hot tub. What about a freestanding hot tub inside a built-in gazebo? The gazebo is real property. The hot tub is personal property. This unit, this entire section, actually will have a lot of vocabulary used in real estate. And while you'll probably never be called on to explain the difference between a lot of these terms, you may be tested on them in your licensing exam. So we'll cover them here. We'll try to do it in such a way that you don't nod off, but you were thinking about grabbing that extra cup of coffee. Now might be a good time. And yes, you will be quizzed on this information. So again, you look at these gazebos, and you remember earlier when I talked about real property and you could drive a car onto the real property, and then if you buried the wheels and attached it to the ground, it became real property. But if you just drove it onto the grounds, it's personal property because we can remove it. Before I sign off, I want to make sure that you understand the difference between these different uses of words. So again, we have land, real estate, real property, and personal property. There's land. It's from the surface or the crust of the earth as deep as it goes to as high as it goes in the sky. And then there's real estate. And that's the buildings, everything we add to it. And those are called improvements. So when we talk about, hey, what improvements have done to the property, we're asking, have you installed a driveway? Is there an in-ground swimming pool? If you attach a swimming pool and it's on wheels and you can remove it, that is considered personal property, believe it or not. But if it is attached to the ground and you cannot remove it, that's considered real property. Hence the gazebo. I really need you to listen to this a couple of times and read through this and understand the difference. I know it feels like it's not a big deal, but it is, because it's going to help you